Hi everybody, I'm Morgan Lekstrom, President and CEO of Silver HAMR. Make some forward-looking statements. I'm going to keep this pretty short. Our website is www.silverhammermining.com. I want to just introduce you to our company. We're listed on the exchange in May. Started the company fairly recently, focusing on past producing silver mines in the western United States. We have now 3 mines in our portfolio. One, the Silver Strand mine in Idaho, in Coeur d'Alene, in the same Revette formation as Lucky Friday and Sunshine and Galena. These large monster mines, only ever mined down to 90 meters and not explored past that. So very interesting Idaho asset. After running the company for about 4 months, we pulled in 2 assets in Nevada from a gentleman named Dave Forrest. He was very kind to give us these assets for a share transaction. One is in the historic Hamilton district, our Eliza Project. That is the largest silver rush in the United States from the 1860s to the 1870s. That area produced 40 million ounces of silver in about 4 years. So really, really interesting. Has not been walked, has not had any exploration done on it since the late 1800s. We've picked that up and we've started to explore it, and we're very excited about that opportunity right now. And you should see some good results soon. The last mine we picked up was Silverton, so that's about an hour out of Tonopah. Lot of action happening around Tonopah right now. Silverton is a past producing silver mine as well. Preface it with all these are high grade past producers. Silverton produced 933 grams a ton silver. One half of that property, when we started to walk it, we found that there is a gold trend there. Very similar geology, very similar grades to Kinross's giant Round Mountain mine, just about 100 kilometers away. So we're excited to keep exploring that, and I just preface this all with, we only started the company 6 months ago. I'll talk about our team at the very end, but it's a team of experts. My background is in mine building. I've spent time all over the world with companies like Freeport and Indonesia, Rio Tinto in Mongolia. I've spent time in West Africa building mines, so I think you're going to get the theme of our company is to build a leading silver mining company. A bit about where we sit on the Lassen Curve. Being that we are so new and that our projects are possible tier 1 projects, we believe we sit right at that growth stage of the Pierre Lassen Curve. So a lot of value opportunity for our shareholders coming forward. Share structure, when we structured the company, we structured with 37.4 million shares. That's including the transactional shares from the Eliza and Silverton transaction. 2.7 million options and 7.8 million warrants. Fully diluted, we're about 47.9 million shares. Just put it out there, we do have warrants starting to trickle in, so we're pretty happy about that as well. Touch on the Silver Strand assets. Silver Strand being past producing, very large area, had never been looked at before. They only had a sliver of the mine. We consolidated a 5.5 kilometer land package that allowed us to walk ground that had never been walked before and looked at in the light of looking at for silver and potential gold. One of the things with Silver Strand is that not only does it have high-grade silver, 500 to 600 grams a ton when they're in production, but there's also a gold kicker on it, and it's 4.5 to 5.5 grams a ton. And it's very consistent through the drill results from the past, as well as their production from the 70s up until the 2000s. So 90 meters deep, every other mine in that area goes down to 1,800 plus meters. So we're looking forward to getting our drilling program going. We went into the existing underground, we rehabilitated it, went and drove a new drift and put in a new drill bay, and we just landed our underground drill there yesterday. Wednesday, and we're going to start our underground drilling. We ran a quick surface program for drilling as well, just to check some structure, confirm something, and we had announced it recently of some geology you can go through. I'm not going to explain to you and bore you to death with it, but it's something that could lead to a pretty big discovery on our side of things. So we're drilling now. We planned on 2,700 meter drill program. That was from surface. Now that we're going to be underground, we're looking at better ROI on our drilling, so we'll adjust the program as we hit the ore body and define exactly what we're doing going forward with that. I do want to mention that we do have pretty good chip samples from all the way around that area. Underground, we've pulled 2,700 grams a ton silver and up to 9 grams a ton gold. But up to that 5.5 kilometers away, we've also pulled 12 grams a ton gold from outcrops. We've pulled 255 grams a ton silver from outcrops. So we're starting to see mineralization all the way along the surface there, which is very, very intriguing from that standpoint. Eliza Project in the historic Hamilton district, that was a high-grade mine. South side of the Eberhard Fault, the north side was Treasure Hill, that large, huge silver rush. High grade out of there. They pulled out anywhere between 5.5 and 18,500 grams a ton equivalent. When we talk grams per ton, I like to talk from the builder standpoint. I go, how much does it take to build a mine? 200 grams a ton for underground. Above that, you're doing pretty well. So depending obviously on your economics. We are currently, so we closed on Eliza and Silverton 2 months ago. We are running geochemistry. We are looking at running geophysics and continue drill targeting for the new year. So we'll start drilling that most likely in spring. There we go, Silverton. So Silverton is the other part of that package that we picked up an hour away from Tonopah. High-grade silver mines in there. We just put a geochemistry package together. We just finished that, so we should have some good results coming out of there in very short order. And then started to explore that gold section of the property as well. So not only are we looking at it from the silver side, we're looking at it from that potential large-scale Round Mountain style gold deposit, which, you know, if it looks anything like that, we're pretty happy, and I think our shareholders will be too. I just want to quickly talk about our catalysts and milestones. As I said, we started drilling from surface and we started drilling our underground. So we should see core results coming out, hopefully, you know, fingers crossed with the labs nowadays, hopefully late December, early January. That's what we're shooting for right now. And we'll be going there. We'll have our Eliza and our Silverton results. We just had those come in, so we're doing our interpretation work on that, putting some nice maps together, and we'll be excited to get those out to the market here within the next few weeks to a month. So there's some good catalysts coming in Q4 and in Q1, Q2. Obviously, our continued plans for drilling at Eliza and Silverton, our continued plans for drilling in Idaho at the Silver Strand project, and to talk a lot more about how we're going to explore it and how we're going to turn it into either near-term production potential, but with that large exploration payoff. So to quickly touch on my background, I talked about it a little bit already. I was with Freeport-McMoRan in Indonesia. I spent a number of years at the Otogoy project in Mongolia, both very large projects. I built a mine in West Africa with Golden Star Resources, their Prestea mine. I was actively involved in that for a number of years. I've spent time with Sabina Gold and Silver in the Arctic. So my background really is get on the ground, get boots on the ground, and get things going. So I take pride in that, and I think my team's getting used to it now. So Phil Mulholland's our chief geologist. Phil has an exceptional background in geology in the Idaho and in the Montana area. He's been in the area for 35 years. He worked for Barrick. He's worked in the Revette Formation. So having Phil on board to help us with our Idaho asset and understand where we're going, you know, the idea of stepping out the old drill cuddy and stuff like that was a collaboration with Phil and myself, and I think we're going to have some good results from that. So having Phil on board has been mission critical for us. We'll talk about our board quickly. Lawrence Ralston, if anyone here, hopefully everyone's familiar with Lawrence. Lawrence was the head of resource opportunities. He's the chairman of Metallo Royalties right now. Lawrence is a geologist background. He's been in the industry for 40 plus years and brings an exceptional wealth of knowledge to our team, as well as knowledge about the capital markets side. So we have a pretty good focus on the exploration with Lawrence. We just added Ron Burke to the board last week, Friday, I believe. And Ron's background is he was the ex-vice president of Silver Standard for exploration, chief geologist for Silver Standard. He was the ex-vice president of exploration for Centerra. So you kind of get the drift, big company, silver focused. Was very involved in the Pilara project in Durango and in the Bruce Jack project in British Columbia, as well as he spent a number of years with Teck. So we have a pretty good focus on the exploration side. And we bring in Jonas Lang. Jonas is the executive vice president for Maple Gold. He is a capital markets expert and brings value to us in the sense of when we need to finance and when we need to do that type of acquisition type things, we lean on Jonas. So having a well-rounded team of not just exploration people, not just capital markets, but having also myself with that ability to look at how we're going to turn it on, how we're going to build a silver mining company and putting it all together is exactly what we're going for here. And I'm done.